Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Ozzy. Once again, thank you for watching my YouTube videos. So we are moments away, either days, hours, minutes, we don't know, of a grand jury decision to either indict Officer Darren Wilson in the killing of Michael Brown. I know I've been on my YouTube channel following this since the beginning, and so we're moments away to see whether they're going to indict him or not. And I know I've been watching some news articles and reading some news articles and about the situation in Ferguson, Missouri. I was watching one news report of a man. He actually went. It was actually 5 miles away from Ferguson, Missouri, at a local gun store, and he was reporting that his gun sales were, through the roof. I think like at 300% or things like that. That a lot of people are coming in for personal defense weapons, handguns, Glocks, things like that, even AR-15s. Trying to prepare in case a riot happens in Ferguson, Missouri, and in the surrounding areas, even in St. Louis. So these businesses and residents are preparing for the worst. And I actually, like I've said in my previous videos about Ferguson, I don't condone violence. I don't condone the rioting and looting that some of these people are doing. I just think they need to. There's nothing wrong with protesting. Protesting in a peaceful manner. I mean, even protesting and shouting. That's fine. But as far as actually going and looting people's businesses, burning down businesses, breaking into homes and things like that. Even Michael Brown's father had came out multiple times saying, that they don't condone this type of violence. The attorneys have came out and said that, so I don't really think a lot of people want that to happen. But then again, I can understand why, these individuals are doing that. They're pissed off at the system. We have a broken system, period, and these people are they're just flat out tired of it. And I get their emotions, that they're angry, they're frustrated, they're everything. I understand that, but still, as a people, we need to control our emotions and use that emotion to a better way to protest and to get our anger out that way, instead of looting and just destroying people's property. That's not the right message to send. That's not a right way to honor Michael Brown's name and things like that. So I just condone the rioting and looting, period. But that's not to say that it might not happen. It's always good to prepare for the worst, and these people are doing that by even boarding up their businesses. You look at the businesses, they're all boarded up, all the windows, and of course they have signs saying we're open, things like that. It just looks like they're bracing for a massive hurricane. If you're ever in an area where hurricanes do hit, you know the way it looks when a city is boarded up and prepared for a hurricane to hit. So that's what these citizens and businesses are doing right now. They're preparing for the ruling that the courts are going to do, either indict him or not. A lot of people have asked me what do I think should happen. In the case of Officer Wilson. The thing that I tell people is, first, let's look at what happened. Let's look at the facts. The reason Officer Darren Wilson actually stopped Michael Brown and his friends were not actually because of the call of him supposedly stealing cigars from a store. He actually stopped Michael Brown and his friends for crossing the street. And like I said, I'll put up that link in the description so you can see it for yourself. So that's why he stopped them, for just crossing the street, which I didn't know was a crime in the United States. But anyways, so he did stop them, and that's when he approached Michael Brown and his friends. Things got heated, and supposedly Michael Brown actually got a hold of Darren Wilson, and they were struggling. And Michael Brown actually grabbed Darren Wilson's gun. So that's when Darren Wilson was actually fighting with him. The officer pulled out his gun and shot Michael Brown. And and of course his friends were saying that no, in fact, Michael Brown was actually running away from the police officer, and that's when the police officer pulled out his gun and shot Michael Brown. And I know the coroners there locally did their own autopsy, and Michael Brown's family actually got their own private coroner to do an autopsy as well. And during these autopsies, nothing was shown to Darren Wilson's testimony, which was he was shot at close range because he was afraid for his life because he was fighting with Michael Brown in the car. There was no evidence released of Michael Brown's DNA being in the car. Like I said, blood, sweat, tears, whatever, saliva, whatever could have, hair, things like that in the car. There was no evidence of that that we know of. Nothing was told to the media, to us, the media, that there was actually DNA found in the car to back up Darren Wilson's story. Another thing that I found funny about Darren Wilson's story was that there was no actual burn marks on Michael Brown's body. If you know anything about guns or just things, anyways, when you shoot a gun, of course the actual projectile bullet comes out of the gun itself, but also gunpowder, and it's hot. So if I shoot anything at close range, not only is it going to have a bullet hole in it, it's actually going to have a burn residue of the gunpowder and burn Michael Brown, because he was shot at close range. And in fact, there was nothing like that. There was no burn marks on Michael Brown because the coroner that his parents hired actually said there wasn't any. That in fact he was shot at long range distance. Whether that's 5 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet away, it wasn't a close up range shot. So, that kind of corroborates in my mind the Michael Brown's friend. So anyway, so there's just a bunch of evidence like that that I'm looking at that the media has released, and the coroner has saw, that I'm making my own my opinion on whether he should or shouldn't be brought up on charges. And on those alone, it's kind of hard to say. I'm leaning more towards yes, because like I said, there's no, honestly it's really he said, she said at the moment. But like I said, the evidence we have, the body and of Michael Brown, which he was shot multiple times, once in his eye, once in the top of his head, and things like that, in his body. So we have the body, actual evidence. And I know days later, after Michael Brown's shooting, they released a picture of Darren Wilson beat up and things like that, which could be manufactured. I'm not saying it was, but just different stuff like that I think may have happened. But we'll see what happens in the moments leading up to whether or not they're going to indict Darren Wilson on murder charges of Michael Brown. I hope there's no rioting if they do not convict him. If they do not bring up charges on Officer Darren Wilson. But I think there is going to be rioting either way, if they do or do not. Here in America, we riot because our teams won a Super Bowl or NBA championship or whatnot. So, but anyways, I really do hope the people of Ferguson and the surrounding areas are more are better than that. That are more mature and to say, let's just protest peacefully. That way we can get our message across instead of looting and rioting and things like that. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'll make a video of the decision. After the decision, I'll make a video of my own opinions on what I think should happen next or things like that. But like I said, I'm gonna post some news articles below. Like I said, like my video, subscribe, comment below. What do you think? You think Darren Wilson should be indicted or he shouldn't? What do you think's your opinion on the whole situation? Let me know, and I appreciate you watching my video. Thanks.